Well, just in general, labeling is just a minefield. And it's basically, there's some buzzwords that you'll see on labels, like, for example, fragrance. That could be literally anything because they don't have to tell you. The labeling laws and transparency on product labels, it's just when you start looking into it and really understanding how unregulated these beauty products and our household products really are, it's astonishing. The more you dig in, you like honestly get to the point where you're like, everything is just going to kill me. But in reality, it does add up. We're kind of living in like a chemical soup that we've never lived in before. So many of these chemicals, they'll study them, one little at a time. They'll study one at a time and the small little amounts. They're like, look, it's fine. But we're not living in a one at a time kind of environment anymore. If you look at how many personal care products you used, I can't remember the average of whatever it is in a day. I have it in Cleanish, the number, whatever it is. This is the average number of products a person uses on their body in a day. I thought I was a pretty simple person. I used like way more than that, from the time that
Wow.
you brush your teeth and wash your face and hair, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, your foundation, everything that we're putting on our bodies, deodorant, so many things. And so it's all just adding up all day long. And I remember someone saying, yeah, but if you're putting it on your skin, that doesn't matter. That's not important. And they like were arguing with me that got into your body. I'm like, it gets into your body because when you look at people who are taking transdermal medications, like for example, the nicotine patch, they put that nicotine patch on their skin and it goes through the skin and gets absorbed into the bloodstream and goes all over the body. The same is true with like, hormonal birth control patches. Everyone understands that those work. And so it's because our skin, it goes both ways. Things go out, things go in. It's basically like a door into our bodies. And so anything you're putting on your skin is going throughout your body. And so if it's not something you would feel comfortable eating, you really probably don't want to put it on your skin either. And that might sound crazy, but it's true. So you want to look, and that doesn't mean that your skincare products are going to taste delicious, but I don't want you to eat them. But if they're, so poisonous that if you ingested them, you'd have to go to the poison control center, you don't want it on your skin either.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I do want to talk specifically about showering itself.
Mhm.
This is very, very high level, just general, but what ways can we be thinking about how frequently we should be showering and what that process should look like? Do we need to be showering daily, twice daily?
Okay, now see,
daily?
I'm a daily shower because I just like to.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a great example. A lot of people do it because they really enjoy it. And
I feel better when I take a shower every day. And my hair, if you can see my hair needs to be washed every day. And I know the people who are like, no, it doesn't. If you stopped, you would see. I like to wash my hair every day. I just feel better.
Perfect.
So, but I'm using, clean products in the shower. There's a brand that I prefer, that I like. And I know that they've done all the work for me. And so they have a list of things they would never allow in their products. So I just buy their products. They work for me, the shampoo, the conditioner, I wash my face and the body wash. I'm good to go. So, I'm not trying to kill all the germs off my body. I'm just cleaning off.
Perfect.
But there may be someone else who again, they're like, I don't want to wash my hair that often. And it's just really a good personal choice in your definition of what would feel right to you.
Gotcha. Besides buying your book, which you make a ton of really practical suggestions, and I'd recommend anybody grab your book because it is very informational. It's very practical, like I said. How do people know which products are better for them and which products are worse for them?
That's a great question. And I walk you through it in Cleanish. At the end of every chapter, there is a point for the reader to take action, also to reflect. So you spend part of the time reflecting, like you're actually going to go to your pantry and look what's in there. And you're going to go to your bathroom cabinets and look what's in there. So this is not the kind of book you sit down and start on page 1 and you read the whole thing and they're like, all right, I read that. I can do. No. At the end of each chapter, like this is the kind of book that really you should work your way through in months. Like to this month, I'm focusing on this and piece by piece by piece. And in the book, I give you some resources for where you can go. There's a lot of them out there. Resources to go and check your products. For example, the Environmental Working Group is a great organization and they do the research for you. and you can use their app and you can look things up and you can find the ratings for different products. That's how I, found the mouthwash that I talked about in Cleanish, because it was one that was rated higher. I just went to the category, started searching, and it was a highly rated option. So I'm like, all right, I recognize this brand. I'm going to buy it. And so it's really easy to do. There's also an app that I didn't know about when I wrote the book. A friend of mine told me about it. It's called Switch Natural. She doesn't know me. I don't know her, but it's a really great app. If I'd have known about it when I wrote Cleanish, I would have put it in the book, but you have to pay for it. The EWG app, Environmental Working Group app, is free, but the Switch Natural app, it lets you take a photo of an ingredients label, and then it like tells you what's in there, like what's hazardous and what is not. So I love that app. Switch Natural, again, is the name of it. And she doesn't know me. I don't know her. I'm not making any money from suggesting it. It's just a great resource for checking your products,
awesome.
because so many of the products I talk about this in Cleanish a good bit, we're victims of something called greenwashing. And it happens in the food industry, but also in the cleaning products and our personal care products, because you realize they use buzzwords on the labels that make you think their products are safe and natural, but really they're not. And when I really started digging in, like I would have sworn to you that I was doing a good job. I was buying better options and doing a good job. And then I started looking them up. Like, for example, the hand soap that I used to have by my kitchen sink, it was dishwashing liquid, because I wash my hands in dishwashing liquid. I use them for the same thing. But I was like, this is a good brand. It's one of those brands. It's cleaner and safer. So then I looked it up in the app. It had a very, very bad ranking. I was shocked. In fact, when I compared it to that blue dishwashing detergent that so many people use, they use when the oil spills on the animals, that one rated higher than the one I'd been buying.
Wow.
Blue Dawn rated higher than the one that I thought was a natural, better choice because of the greenwashing. And I was shocked. So I made a switch to a different brand completely that rates really, really high, better than the blue one. But my friend who was using the blue one was doing better than me. And I thought I was doing a good job. And that's greenwashing. And, you'll see it everywhere. Once you get in tune with it, you'll start reading labels and they make things seem so fresh and natural, and then they're not.
Yeah, that's a really, really great point. I have loved that app. I use the one that you suggested, the EWG app, and to be able to like walk around and type in things. I did the same thing. Like I thought I was doing okay with some of this stuff. I've been aware of this for a while. And, we buy a certain kind of hand soap that we keep in our bathrooms and whatever. And lo and behold, wasn't the greatest. Like I know that some of like the fabric softeners I use are, they're just not going to be great. I know some of our dishwashing, chemicals and things we use for that, they're not going to be great. But I was really surprised that some of the stuff that I choose to put on my skin did not rate that well, even though it's marketed that way.
It was shocking. Yeah. I bet it was the same brand.